Hey, this is John Swanson, 300wordsaday.com, with a video post for September 6th, 2011. My friend Scott and I were sitting in a meeting. Scott was talking about some things that were on his heart, and one of the things that he mentioned was the starvation of kids in Somalia, the drought that's happening in the Horn of Africa. At the break, I walked over to him and whispered, "So what are we going to do about Somalia?" Because I'd been having some of that same kind of concern. We see things on the news, we hear about those kinds of struggles, and we want to do something. And we take a globe and we figure out where Somalia is. And then we say, what can I do? And we know that it's pretty dangerous to go directly to Somalia. That what's happening is people are coming out of Somalia, walking hundreds of miles looking for food. And I don't know about Scott, but I haven't figured out exactly what to do other than to know that there's a problem still there, getting worse. This morning I was taking a look at some stuff from my friend Rich. Rich Dixon is planning to ride a hand cycle, the 1,500 miles that are the length of the Mississippi, riding alongside the Mississippi. And he's doing it on a hand cycle because his legs don't work, because he fell off a roof about 25 years ago or so. And Rich is doing the ride, and he is in part raising money for an organization called Convoy of Hope. And I've thought that's nice, but I haven't paid any attention to what Convoy of Hope does till this morning. And I discovered that Convoy of Hope's a faith-based organization, and what they want to do is they want to feed the world. And they're focusing particularly on three things that they do. One of the things that they do is nutritional programs for children. One of the things that they do is community outreaches in communities where there are food and feeding issues. And one of the things that they do is act as a first responder in disaster situations. So right now, Convoy of Hope is working in Vermont. They were one of the first feeding organizations that showed up in Haiti. And so I was looking at the Convoy of Hope stuff, and then I started looking more closely and discovered that one of their feeding locations is in Kenya. For the last 8 years they've been working in Kenya doing feeding programs. They've partnered with some other organizations to dig wells in Kenya, and it turns out that Kenya is right next to Somalia, and Kenya is one of the places that lots of people who are leaving Somalia are going to. So I realized this morning that my friend Rich is riding a bicycle alongside the Mississippi, benefiting an organization that's working in Kenya to help kids from Somalia. Here's the deal. I'm pretty sure that Convoy of Hope isn't a perfect organization. I am pretty sure that they're made up of human beings. And so that's true of any organization. But what I also know is that they're doing a whole lot more, and have been doing a whole lot more, over in this part of the world than I have ever been doing. And so I realized that Scott and I have an option now, that we can support Rich, just a normal guy whose legs don't work, riding a bicycle 1,500 miles. And by supporting Rich, riding his bike along the Mississippi, we can be helping out in Africa. So Scott, I think there's an option for us. We can talk more about it. The rest of you, thanks for listening in on this conversation between my friend Scott and I. And Rich, I'm guessing you're going to see this, and I'm hoping that our paths cross as we go west and you go south sometime the end of September. Thanks for stopping by. This is John Swanson, 300wordsaday.com, talking about richesride.org, RICHS RIDE.org. Thanks for stopping by.